Let's try that all over again. Welcome to our second attempt at recording episode 15 of AFC FYLDE Still We Rise on Football Manager 2020, my first YouTube Football Manager series. We had some technical gremlins for the first attempt. Windows update kicked in just prior to going to the game. We'd look to have straightened all that out, so things should be sorted from now on. Today's episode focuses on our FA Cup second round tie away at Gloucester's Jubilee Stadium. Before we get there though, there are two results in the time you've been away. The last time we were on YouTube, it was our 3-3 draw, a top of the table clash with Barnet at the Hive, Jamie Proctor with 2 goals. We then played 2 games in a week, and what normally happens in these situations is that we get a win and a draw. We actually got 2 wins. The first coming at the Shea against FC Halifax. We did have injury problems going into this game. You may recall that I was going to play Dan Lavercombe for an extended period of time. He is our backup goalkeeper to James Montgomery, and I really want to find out how good he is, whether he's on the same level as our regular number 1. Unfortunately, he got injured the day before the game. We then had Luke Burke go off at half time. By that point, we were 1-0 up thanks to an opener by Matty Kozolo. Andy Taylor put us 2 goals up early doors in the second half with a direct free kick. And because of the changes at half time, we'd already made our 3 substitutes by the time Dan Bradley got himself injured on the 59th minute, just shy of the hour, which meant he had to come off, and we played the last 30 minutes with just 10 men. The goal then was just not to concede twice. We managed to achieve that, just about. Halifax had a goal disallowed late on, but Jack Earing got them back into it on 78 minutes. We then just about held on. We'd had to take off our 2 wingers, Yates and Kozolo by that point, so we didn't offer much of an attacking threat into the second half. Still, 3 points is nothing to turn your nose up at, especially when we did so well at home in our second game against Solihull Moors. Solihull are a really good side. They're a very physical, strong team, and especially this young chap here, Tyrone Williams. He's somebody that I want to sign. Have had him before as part of another save, and he did really well. Big on determination, big on strength. Everything else is a little bit better than it appears on this screen, or it certainly was when I got hold of him. So he's somebody that we've sent our scouts to have a little bit of a look at. He's a potential to come in. We do only have 3 central defenders, plus possibly Andy Taylor if we're desperate. So it is an area that we probably do need to just strengthen a little bit. If we can get that over the line in January, all the better. But I am happy to wait until the end of the season because I believe his contract expires. Yeah, there, 2020. So we may pick him up on a free at the end of the season. We actually played really well against Solihull. We destroyed them, really. Just a constant stream of goals coming in the first half. Although Darren Carter did get one back for the visitors. Carter was actually playing in an attacking midfield role. I don't think that's his best position. He is, if anything, a central midfielder, but I'd actually play him defensive mid. I think his attributes suit that a little bit more. Having said that, he did get a goal. We'll just have a quick look at the old highlights. As usual, set piece delivery, Tom Walker finishing off there. This will go to the back post for Kozolo with the volley. Third from the penalty spot, Always good to see a striker stick those away. Carter got one back. And then for those wondering where have our corner deliveries gone, Alex Whitmore with the final strike of the game. A 4-1 win, and that was quite crucial because Barnet, over those last 2 games, dropped more points. Our lead now is 5 at the top of the Vanarama National League. Even more so, our gap back to 8th place, which is now Dover, has increased to 16 points. So I'm quite pleased with that. Down at the foot of the table, Boreham Wood still occupy that position. They're joined in the relegation zone by FC Halifax, and now Chorley, who've had a bit of a bad spell. Yeovil have leapfrogged them. They are currently safe on goal difference. Chorley, who have our man Scott Duxbury on loan, not doing so well, as in real life. Obviously, Chorley have pretty much been relegated from the National League. The injury concerns were quite significant. Not only did Lavercombe go down, and he's only just returning to fitness, so we are going to give him the start against Gloucester. We've got Kurt Willoughby out with a long-term injury. He was injured a few weeks ago in an under-23s game. He's going to be out for another 2 weeks. Proctor is now out for what will probably be 2 weeks with a pulled hamstring. And Bradders has got a 4-week spell on the treatment table due to a groin strain. Luke Burke is almost back to full training, but he's going to be another week or so before he's match fit. He's been pressed into action on the bench because we've run out of players. As you can see, we are fielding 2 goalkeepers on our bench. With our 3 injuries, James Cragen is out on loan at Arbroath, Sheldon Green staying local with Bamber Bridge, and of course we mentioned Scott Duxbury there at Chorley. The changes for this team, I'm actually going to bring in Neil Burke for Alex Whitmore. Russell Knowles isn't fully fit at right back, so he's going to get the first half, and then Alex Whitmore the second. Andy Taylor receives a well-earned rest, and Nick Horton has been one of our most important players in recent weeks. So I'm going to protect him a little bit by bringing in Montrose, trying him a little bit further forward. Let's see what happens. In terms of the wings, Williams will be on the left, Yates on the right. I've used those 2 in sort of tandem on the left in recent weeks. They've really played sort of half the games in the last few, and that has been with this fixture in mind, to allow Kozolo to have a bit of a rest, because he's been an absolute workhorse down the right, playing several games. Phyllis Kirk will be our striker. I'm going to put him as a false 9 for the first time. I want him to be comfortable. He's not really a target man, and in the games where he's played as an advanced forward, he hasn't really done the business there either. We are 18 games unbeaten, which is a new FYLDE record. There's also been the FA Trophy draw. The FA Trophy first round is a game that we are going to feature here on YouTube. The draw was made thanks to my assistant Lola for letting us know. Assistant press officer. We drew Hemel Hempstead at home. I mean, look at that badge. That is a work of magnificence. We did have a bit of a chat with them and decided that extra time will be arranged, so there will be no replay. I have a different personal assistant, Ruby. Press officer, personal assistant, that's why. Perhaps in future I'll be able to hire those people. In terms of the FA Cup already, Ipswich Town are through. They put away Cambridge. There is a few National League fixtures to take place this evening, but we are off to the Jubilee. I am fully aware that Russell Knowles isn't going to make it the full game. That is why he's only playing the first half. Whatever happens, he's coming off at the break. Or before, if he gets injured before then, which is entirely possible at the moment. After the game, we're going to have a quick look at our shortlist because there is going to be some movement in terms of players. There has to be. I'll show you who I'm having a quick look at, and we have made one offer for a player, one that we know quite well at AFC FYLDE. So we're going to go straight into the kickoff. Gloucester at home in red, and we're going to encourage the boys from the off. There may be times when I find it difficult to say the word Gloucester, so I may refer to them just as the home team or the hosts. They do have a couple of really good players actually. I was doing a bit of poking around their squad. Jaycock in goal, he looks to be pretty good, along with the two wingers, Napa and Mensah. Both players that I might have a quick look at over the next few weeks, because the right wing, as discussed, is a bit of a problem area. We've only got Matty Kozolo that can play there, really. I mean, Phyllis Kirk could do if we were really desperate, but he's needed right now as backup for Proctor. So either we need to sign a striker or a right winger or somebody that can play both. So that's on the agenda. And I know full well that I've stated in previous videos that I disabled the transfer window. I did do that. I think we're still open though in the National League. There's also a young man I'm on the lookout for from a team higher up the leagues. Nothing really happening in the opening stages. Let's see if we can get anything here. Crowsdale forward. I've not been entirely impressed with Crowsdale. See, as I say that, he scores. Why do they do that to me? There's no need for it, is there? The problem I have with him is that he's a defensive midfielder, and a ball-winning midfielder at that. But he tends to get further forward than the midfielders in front of him. So, I don't know what the value of him is there. Should I be putting him further forward? I mean, is that... Did everybody just see that floodlight? Or was that just me? No, you've got to defend properly. Lavacum with an acrobatic save. I mean, there's another floodlight on this side. On the other side of the pitch, they're in the right place. And see, not clearing our lines properly. I did say about Bernard Mensah that he was a good player, and I bet it's Napa, involved there in the build-up. Big cross to the back post. Russell Knowles leaving his man. It's not good enough, Russell. It's not a training game. We've got to put in a tackle. Does make me wonder if I should have started Alex Whitmore. Crowsdale again. Mark Yates with a pretty savable effort, but he's coming back here. Oh, he's offside. No excuse for being offside in that position. You can see right down the line. At half time, we will just have a quick look at those two Gloucester wingers. If I haven't already, because I was looking round, issued our scouts to have a look at them. I'll do that now. I do like a bit of pace, and they both look fairly rapid. But I don't know if that's because one of them's up against Russell Knowles, and the other's up against Andy Keller, who is the other side of 30. Right. I mean, I don't think that was good enough. Yeah, they know it as well. Russell Knowles is going to come off for Alex Whitmore. I'm not going to make any other changes just yet, but I do want to. I mean, this feels like I'm a little bit disrespecting the game that's on. To go in. Oh, Napper's on loan. He's on loan from Oxford. Let's get a report on him. Let's get some knowledge. Yeah, can't take over his existing loan deal. And what about Mensah? He is contracted to Gloucester. Let's do the same. Let's get a report on him. And let's add him to our shortlist. You never know. That might provoke him into wanting to leave. I could have gone 3 at the back there with Whitmore and taken Keller off as well, but after that didn't go so well in our last game, the game before against FC Halifax, I'm not going to risk making more substitutions than I need to at an early stage. The worst result here for us is a draw. I don't want another game, and I'm hoping that the players don't either. But that isn't the way to go about it. One thing that I do notice a lot in Football Manager, certainly Football Manager 2020, is that if you think that a highlight is for yourself, it probably isn't. It used to be the case where if the ball started with your team, you could guarantee the highlight was for the other team. Nowadays, it goes back and forward so many times that you're never quite sure who it's for. No, it's that floodlight. That it's in the middle of the stand. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. But here we go, building from the back. Really good play, getting a foot on the ball. And it's a goal from Jordan Williams. Went to the far post, keeper covered his knee. And that has put us ahead. Potentially into the 3rd round. Good take, just beats the fullback, all ends up. Goalkeeper comes out, he's out of position. Too busy covering that near post. Of course, in real life, AFC FYLDE made it to the 3rd round, where they famously played Premier League Sheffield United and lost 2-1 at Bramall Lane. However, did get a goal against a Premier League side. So, Williams went to the near post that time. Similar situation, taking it down and getting it in front of him. For anybody wondering why there's no short corner fake over there, it's because normally it's actually Yates that goes and stands over there. See, they're very tight, our midfield 3. But Yates has squeezed it in. Fantastic. So, with the game fairly secure, Is there anybody that we might want to bring off? I think we need to bring off Tom Walker, because he's a very important player for us. And let's give Horton just 30 minutes. Here we are in the middle. Crowsdale, Montrose and Walker, all very central, but it's drawing the players in. And that gives Yates a bit of space there on the right for him to get round and get a shot off. But unfortunately, Jaycock couldn't keep hold of. Unfortunate from his point of view, very fortunate from ours. So that's pretty much made us safe. The one thing that I would like is a goal for Danny Philliskirk. I was having a look at some stats just the other day, and he has not scored all season. Admittedly, he has made substitute appearances. I think he's only made one start in the league. But I would expect him to at least get something on the board. I think he's made a couple of assists, but nothing significant. However, on the opposite side of the coin, Matt McClure picking up from what looked like to be a poor clearance. Lavercombe really in no man's land. He wasn't tracked there, was McClure. And that just makes everything a little bit more nervous. But if we can get a corner right, as we usually do, we might be able to get something here. It's Philliskirk with the effort as well. Held by Jaycock, and that is a great kick out. A good tackle by Whitmore as well. That's the benefit of having a central defender out at fullback. It's the old Tony Pulis principle. However, the negative is that he's completely out of position. So he leaves his man just down here. That's Whitmore just there. Completely leaves his man. Suckered in by the run. He was like Luke Shaw the other day for Manchester United. Head the ball. Yeah, he's onside. And then goes chasing after it like a madman, leaving all kinds of space behind. 3-3. This game. Neil Byrne picks up his 5th yellow card of the season. It's always good. It's been an even game. 15 shots, 14. 8 on target for the hosts, 10 for us. You notice I said host then, because I was confident of saying Gloucester. If I ever meet anybody from Gloucester or Gloucestershire, I don't think we'll be friends for long. 3 minutes to go. It's going to be a replay. I mean, I'm confident of getting them back to Mill Farm, but we shouldn't need to. Here we go. Philliskirk. Make yourself a hero, son. Nope. Good run by him. He's a underrated player for FYLDE. Doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves. Although having said that, I have just had a go at him for not scoring any goals, so perhaps I'm one of them as well. It's 3-3. It's going to be another 3-3. And how they get away with putting that floodlight in my eye line? Yes, Graham Coleman. I expected FYLDE to beat Gloucester as well. Well played to them. The hero for Gloucester is Matt McClure. Is he any good? Would be a useful signing. Would he? I'm not adding to our shortlist, but let's have a quick look at him then. Where was he before? Played a lot of games for Aldershot in the National League. Prior to that, he was in League 2. Made it to League 1 with Wickham. where he started out. Well, congratulations to Gloucester. You will join us back at Mill Farm for a replay. Don't be too hard, no, Kenny. There's no soft soap in this one. We're going assertive, and I am not happy. There's no way that we should be failing to put away Gloucester City. We've done so well recently. That draw with Barnet, also a 3-3. And then the 2 wins. It does make you wonder. And makes the need for additional players more pertinent. You'll have seen on our bench there wasn't exactly a lot we could have done to change things round. So, as promised, a look at our scouting department in the shortlist. These are the players that are currently interesting me. You remember we talked about Mark Kitching, Devon Green and Mitch Walker in a previous episode. We've added Mensah, Williams, Napper to that list from the games that we played recently. So the 2 that are on there subsequently who've received offers from us. One is Jack Muldoon. Now Jack Muldoon is a better player than these stats suggest. As you can see, plays on the right and up front. Perfect combination for us to act as cover for both Proctor and Matty Kozolo. He is a former FYLDE player. He was with FYLDE 17-18, scoring 10 goals. He then got 15 for Harrogate last season when he played just as well, if not better. But this season has seemingly failed to set the world alight. No goals and just 2 assists in 16 starts and 2 substitute appearances in the National League for Harrogate Town. So he's available, and he's available for peanuts. His asking price was 8,000. So we offered 7.25 and that was accepted. So I'm hoping that we can sign him. It would be fantastic to get Jack back in the fold. The other one that I've had a look at is a young man called Jovan Malcolm, who we know nothing about. The only thing I know about this young man, if I go to his transfer status, there is interest from Championship clubs for a transfer. Both Brentford and Leeds want to sign him from a club in the same league as them, and that's not a regular occurrence. You know, normally you'll get Championship clubs interested in maybe Premiership players that are out of favour in the under-23s, but not from other Championship clubs, and in the under-23s at that. That piqued my interest really. So we've sent out the scouts again to get some information on him. We've also dropped them a bit of an offer. Just on loan. They don't actually want anything for him. No wage contribution, no monthly fee. So it seemed a bit of a no-brainer really. I'm hoping that by the time we come back for our next episode, we will have some movement on that score. The next episode was due to be Stockport? No, sorry, FA Trophy first round. Next game will be Hemel Hempstead, but we now have to fit in the additional replay against Gloucester first. I mean, this feels like the return of the double game episode. Something to ponder. We're about to hit 30 minutes, so we're going to leave it there. Thank you for joining us for episode 15. Episode 16 should be within the next couple of days, if not the next day. So keep your eye out for it on YouTube. Do the like, share, subscribe thing, all of that. and I shall see you when we play our cup ties.